rappers seem to crave. Different needs and wants, but the ladder's the same. On a ladder, a triumph and pain. At the top is a level, conscious plane. At the bottom, things most rappers seem to crave. Different needs and wants, but the ladder's the same. Popular topics don't motivate my effort. However, thoughts in your mind, I will connect with needs and wants. Food and shelter, Iraq or Hawaii, which one is better? Some don't choose, some don't choose. Some don't choose, nope, some don't choose. Step on the ladder, you better be careful. On some of those rungs, no one will help you. Only say the rap game's cold and ruthless. Fiends dance on their head to be the newness. Mass ignorance, not mass appeal. Original hip-hop had uplifting feel. Challenge the real, speak against current trends. If it go against what it supposed to is.
Listen up so y'all can figure out the poem.
On the ladder, a triumph and pain. At the top, a level, conscious plane. At the bottom, things most rappers seem to crave. Different needs and wants, but the ladder's the same. On the ladder, a triumph and pain. At the top, a level, conscious plane. At the bottom, things most rappers seem to crave. Different needs and wants, but the ladder's the same. Step lively, next step is a doozy. Ladder help the artist do the job more smoothly. Knights use a ladder and storm the enemy. Your favorite rapper controlled by industry. Going down like a sheep in the herd. A ladder not here, what you trying to serve. Rise above, stepping up. I am the conscious plane, no Jeffing up. He craved gangsta fame, it turned him out. Fell became the dead that he rapped about. Shot in the head before his record came out. Same ladder, just a different route. Some don't choose, some don't choose. Some don't choose, some don't choose. Some don't choose, some don't choose.
Listen up, gangsters.
On a ladder, triumph and pain. At the top, a level, conscious plane. At the bottom, things most rappers seem to crave.
Hey Hoopers, here is a breakdown of that flow series. It's got over 25 moves. I know it's a lot. There's beginner, intermediate, advanced moves. But I'm just going to go through this really quickly, otherwise the video is going to be 30 minutes long. And anything that really trips you up, if you're having struggles, shoot me a message and I will break that portion down in greater depth or find a video that's already been done by some magical hooper that has a breakdown that will help you out. So I am left-handed. This is all off body. So I will try to give you some right-handed cues, but just know if you're right-handed, you're going to be mirroring me on this video. I start with helicopter, and my helicopter goes towards the right to make it work. So if you're right-handed, make your helicopter go towards the left, if you would. From there, as we pass behind us, I'm going to grip it in my dominant hand, and I end up thumb up in my dominant side. I'm going to twist my hand back a little bit and just give it a push and re-grip. I give it a push, it's palm spin at my side. From there, I'm going to go across the back, across one shoulder, across the other shoulder, having it end up in the same hand I gave it that push with. So it comes in front of me, and I just open up my palm and let the hoop twirl in front of me, touching the ground. It's twirling the wrong direction right now, so I'm just going to give it a little push, twirl it in the right direction. And as it's twirling, I then want to put my hand back on the hoop, inside grip, bring it up into a one-handed isolation. From there, we could add in some little hand in and outs if you want to make it pretty. We can go into a two-handed isolation at this point. Two-handed, we can throw in levels if you want. And then when I am at 6 o'clock, I'm going to hinge that hoop around my body and right back to 6. I started that hinge at my right hip, but if you're a right-handed hooper, start the hinge at your left hip. Then from there, I go back into my one-handed isolation. Then at two-handed isolation at 6 o'clock, I tip the hoop forward to take me from an inside grip to an outside grip. Then I'm going to ghost. Ghosting linear isolation all the way up. One hand is gripping the hoop, one hand has just got a loose, it's just sliding there. So one hand is loose and lets the hoop slide through it, the other one grips and brings it where you want it to go. From here, I can stop as I'm framing my face, hands at 6, bringing the hands up to 12, one hand's ghosting, one's just moving the hoop. And so I'm framing my face here, just having an extra little circle. Learned this from Pokey at Spin Summit. At 12 o'clock, I'm going to again, up. One hand is ghosting, one's gripping, going all the way to 12. Oh, no, my hand's at 6. And then I'm going to bring it down. And again, I have this nice ghosting isolation framing my face. When I am at 3 and 9 with my hands, I'm going to open up and start twirling that hoop. The hoop is twirling, rising towards me. So then I can move my feet again, get some movement in the lower body. It's twirling. As it's twirling, I'm going to bring it up over my body and start smearing, doing a full smear. This smear goes, because I'm left-handed, goes left hip, across the belly, right hip, across the back. You're going to want to go right hip start if you are a right hooper, okay? So then I'm going to stop it at my belly and start my barrel roll. I turn towards the left because I'm left-handed, and my left hand goes up. If you're right, you're going to turn towards the right. So I'm going to barrel roll a couple times. Then I'm going to stop in front of me, back to my one-handed isolation. I'm going to turn, quarter turn away from the hoop. So the isolation is now at my side. At 6 o'clock, I'm going to let that hoop drop and do an iso pop. So I'm isolating, 6, open up the hand, let it do one little rotation, iso pop. Now I'm going to do a linear isolation, pushing out, letting it go all the way across, and re-gripping. Now I'm in an outside grip. I'm going to swing that hoop across my body, open up the hand so it comes into an inside grip, and stop there. So I was outside, I swung it across my body, opened up my hand, so it ended up in an inside grip. Going back into hand hooping at my side. Now we're going to do 3 moves. A couple of them are really technical, but we're going to have fun and challenge ourselves. So I'm going to do a full extension. I basically just let the hoop rest on my wrist as it does a big circle. Hoop is just along for the ride. I'm going to do an anti-spin. Anti-spin. My hoop's going forward and my hand's kind of doing a backstroke motion. And I'm basically doing a little stop here at 3, a stop at 12, a stop at 9, and a stop at 6. Cassie and McKenney has some nice tutorials I'll link to on the anti-spin if you need help with these. So then I'm going to do a cap. Some caps, which is basically a half of an anti-spin and a half of a full extension. We can do those in front of us, down below, behind, and up top. Those last 2 are pretty difficult, so you'll want to just start with those forward, maybe a forward one first. Now we got to work the reverse, so let's tuck under our armpit, reverse the direction of the hoop, do it all again. So we're going to full extension, hoop resting on our wrist, anti-spins, now the hoop's going backwards, and our hand's doing more of a forward motion. It is going forward. Hoop's going backwards, and anti-spin. Then we'll go with some caps, wherever you want. And then we're going to reverse the direction of the hoop again. So I like to do it by having, doing a half of a full extension, letting the hoop drop down, gripping, and just sending the hoop forward again. From there, let's go into a forward weave and play around with some tosses under the same arm, under the opposite arm, whichever ones you know. You can, basically if it's shooting back behind you, you're not gripping, you're letting it go too soon, and you really want to bend over. I don't bend over too much anymore, but you really, when you're learning, bend over and re-gripping. And re-gripping on the inside so we can keep hooping. If this isn't working for you, you're probably gripping from the outside and losing that momentum. So make sure you're gripping, even if it comes across, you want to let it go all the way across at a diagonal, and let it and grip on the inside. So now we're going to grip from the outside because we want to do something else. So I'm going to tuck under the armpit, or I'm going to tuck and toss, basically. Tuck, toss, grip with an outside grip, backspin. I'm going to backspin at the same side of my body and let the hoop come over to the opposite side of my body. Once it's there, I stop it with my hand. I let the leg that's farthest from the hoop come around, and I wedgie that hoop in my legs. And then I'm going to wedgie it up, and I end up turning, quarter turn, and ending up in this position into a weave, a forward weave in the wall plane. I know that wedgie is pretty tricky, and you're going, what the heck did she just do? McKenney has a whole series called the Crotch Extravaganza, where she breaks all these wedgies down, and I know there's tons of wedgie tutorials. So you gotta learn the wedgie to be able to do that one, and I don't want to make it too lengthy in explaining it here. From here, weaving, forward weave at the side plane. It's going forward and then back. We're going to go forward, back, and back into a mandala behind us. So it starts low, goes high. As it's coming from behind this next time, I'm going to take it, kind of give it a little grip and bring it in front. Do a couple of circles. And then my last circle, I'm going to give it a toss up, and I'm going to re-grip high. If you wonder how did I toss it, it's just a basic toss, only I threw my arm out there just for a little extra flair. Grabbed it up here, and then I let the hoop drop behind my neck, hitting it at my neck, releasing down, trickling down my body. Now I'm ready for the continuous escalator. I have a tutorial on this. It's one of my favorite moves, and I will link to it, and I won't explain it too much here. But we're going to do primary side, non-dominant side, and then we do it up the primary side again. And as it comes around, I'm going to cradle this hoop in my hands. Cradle my little baby hoop. And then I'm going to start this whole process over again. I'm going to take the hoop and go into my helicopter, and I'm ready for round 2. So that's the breakdown. On my website, pamhoops.com, I have more tutorials of mine, tutorials of others that I love, and also on Facebook. Pam Hoops, one word. You can find my favorite videos of others, mine, just all kinds of good, juicy, hoopy stuff. So hope this was helpful. Give me any comments that you feel like you would like to, and anything you need broken down further, and happy hooping.